He's gonna scare all the animals.
Slow.
Damn.
Oh, Donny
We had a chance.
Yeah, you lost it.
Donny ruined it.
He's gonna hop on the camera. Oh!
You want some help, Kev?
Alright, so much for some kind of flop all over here.
It's hurting you.
No,
Try it.
Yeah. Down a little bit, Jeremy. Perfect. Right there.
Dude, people are definitely subscribing for this awesome blurry content.
Oh.
Alright, I give up.
You got a good shot of Jeremy's face right now.
That's perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, so blew it on mine.
What happened?
We're not supposed to be awake tonight.
That's kind of probably true.
Alright, we're back, guys.
And
Thanks
we're
for-
back.
Thanks for bearing with us for that.
That's why we don't include live animals besides us humans.
Yeah.
Well, not yet. Retakes will be okay. I know retakes will be okay. Everything else is trash.
It looks cute. It looks so cute. Blurry.
Anybody know what that was? Could you even see it for a second?
I heard you say that a bunch of times.
It was blurry.
That's the issue.
Do you have a
Crowley the albino mangrove. What?
Do you have a favorite Anolis species?
Cuban anoles.
Yeah.
Cuban night anoles.
Did you see the one that, oh my goodness, is it Ron St. Pierre who's got them right now? The like turquoise and orange ones?
No.
Holy moly. Oh my goodness. Like,
Oh,
they
blurry.
are incredible. Incredible.
Why not have a camera mounted on the table that we could switch back and forth to show the animals? Well, first of all, I only have one really good camera, and I'm not going to stick a USB trash camera in and kind of just take away from what we have right now. Second of all, I don't have the money to get all these things you guys think we should have. And
Yeah, if you guys want to donate
yeah,
to
like,
our live
fuck you.
stream.
Jeez. I love these. Oh, God. Sorry. Remember when people used to get really mad at me? They're like, hey, why don't you go buy a fucking gimbal? Why don't you get a gimbal, Donnie? Because gimbals are... Don't worry about the blurriness right now. Gimbals were like $900.
Hey Kevin, what's the most bitey, non-venomous snake to work with?
There we go. We're good.
If you're a poor handler, all of them.
True.
There's like Kevin doesn't get
That
bit
is
by
true.
even stuff that people consider bitey. So like, if you're a poor handler, you're gonna get bit by everything.
What's
But
the what? Let me think. What's the most just unreasonable? You just can't talk to it. Snake that just. I've met some. Not saying they're all like this, but I've met a couple brown water pythons, Fuscus.
Oh yeah.
That was just.
Evil.
I've met some blood pythons, some wild caught blood pythons that made it through the skinning trade where they just completely abused, and there wasn't a lot of reasoning with them. They were just explosive.
Thanks, Weed.
I'm just trying to think like what.
What? Remember you mentioned
What?
something you bred? That you said you bred it, you only did it once because they're all
No,
fucking
that
crazy?
was a hybrid. That was a green,
okay.
yellow anaconda
That's what it
hybrid, and they
was.
were absolutely horrific. But no, I'm just thinking about, like, is there a snake species that is ridiculously spastic? That is a really...
I don't even know because like I know
That's a
people
really
who have
good-
coach whips.
Yeah,
Coach
I was
whips in the
about to say.
wild are crazy, but the ones that are captive bred or people that have had them in captivity,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah,
not
so
bad.
that's probably a really good question. I don't really know if... I mean, non-venomous. Certainly when you go into venomous, you just go into insanity. Snake that just is completely untrusting. 'Cause that's really what it is. The snakes that are biting is just unwilling to trust you. And that is I don't think I can answer that question.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think I can answer it with a qualified answer just yet. No, but they said non-venomous. If we're talking about venomous, there's venomous reptiles that are just. I mean, you can look any like just a mamba, a boom slang, any of these animals that just fantastic, just utter freakouts.
I'm tempted to say African rock pythons, but even then,
I've had
yeah,
great
yeah.
African rock pythons, Python sebae, Python nanalensis. They were just absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
So it just comes down to just getting that animal to trust you.
Yeah, Rob, I'm surprised you didn't say burns after your
No,
last
because
shin bite.
burns-
Oh yeah, he shits all
Birds
over.
are just, they don't have any brains in their head.
And their
That's
owners
the-
don't either, he said.
They
said it
also,
so many
their
times.
owners don't either.
Yeah,
But
you should tell that really cool story you told me.
They're unreasonable snakes because they make great education animals because they've got one Windows screensaver brain cell that bounces around in their
Wow.
head, so you can hand them to people and they just sit there and don't do anything.
You guys heard it.
You heard it here
That's
first.
what he thinks of you.
Heavy Metal 2, the boss Heavy Metal 2. Birds are dumb. Birds are so
What?
dumb.
Who said that birds are dumb?
Birds
I don't know.
Because
birds
they are
so-
dumber than
Somebody
a
that
bird.
wanted
My
to-
favorite lizards probably happen to be water monitor lizards, Varana salvator. Just
You guys just
they
got
do it.
trolled, dummies.
There we go. Pepe.
Don't try to get them to respond to your dumb comments. I'm gonna find it. You gotta. People are just trying to get reactions from you, Kevin. That's all they're
Fuck
trying to
you,
do.
Jeremy.
What was so fucking funny about that?
What?
He didn't know that was your account name?
No, I was just
Oh.
seeing. But he did it. He nailed it.
Look at that. I tried to make the text really small so Kevin couldn't read it, and he still
didn't
can
work.
fucking see it. It sucks. Did I get a salad? I don't fucking eat salad. That shit's for rabbits. Rabbits.
I love salad. Salad is actually my favorite.
And Kevin.
That wasn't aimed to you, Kevin.
I know, but I'm just saying. I had to chime in.
Oh god.
Yeah, captive breeding snake certainly multiple different generations removed from the wild certainly does a great job at calming them down. Yes, I have tiger rat snakes, spilotes. Yes,
Spilotes are awesome.
Ocelot, yeah.
Awesome.
We should probably get away from the
Odd
whole.
pockets.
Ugh.
You know what's a
no.
really terrible format on a live stream is answering what's your favorite snake fucking questions. I think
Yeah.
maybe we should get away from that.
That's fair.
Yeah, cause I mean honestly, come on guys, you gotta step it up. Oh,
Equestrous, that's what
I-
it
I'm
is.
Yes, I have CDs of my music, but we need to put my music. Oh no, I said I wouldn't.
Yeah.
literally somebody knew you were gonna fucking answer that. All right,
We need to make so my music is available online.
Yes.
we definitely should do that.
We do.
Anolis equestrous? Yeah. Yeah.
Kevin, please get that. God.
Oh, let me see if I can get a zoomable picture.
Don't bring that to the camera again.
No, this
No,
Fuck me.
is Anolis
That's
equestrous.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Show
Is
that
he
to Donny,
breeding
'cause he
Who the
doesn't
fuck is
understand.
calling right now?
is he breeding them?
Oh, that's interesting.
That's a very
That's a pretty neat
Where's
lizard.
it from?
That's not even who I thought
Hey,
it was.
who's-
Ron St. Pierre posted a picture from one of the expos. This person actually has some.
Oh wow.
Okay, Kevin, who's Pete Call and why should we care about him in the future? Did you say you
All
wanted to
right,
do something?
everybody.
with him?
Okay, so we're gonna in one of the upcoming podcasts or Twitch TVs, we're gonna basically we're gonna go back to we're gonna talk about the origins of albino boa constrictors and the piebald mutation for ball pythons. So we're gonna talk about there was a time when there was no albino boas and all we had were just boa constrictors, imperator, and we had locality different boas and constrictor and all that different stuff. But we didn't have any mutations of boas at all. So albino boas were the first mutation of boas where we would consider that a mutation, and it was also the biggest thing, and it just generated so much stuff. So Pete Call is going to come onto the podcast. We're going to go over some stories about the albino boas, how he got the albino boas, the chances he took, how it came to be. We're certainly going to talk about also the same thing with piebalds. So ball pythons, the only thing we had at that time was albino. And so the piebald was the next thing that came out of the wild that, you know, you're hoping it was genetic. Certainly we all thought it was genetic. But Pete ended up getting them, and he got a pair of them or two of them for like $44,000. But we're going to go over the stories. And what's great about Pete, he's my buddy, but Pete Call is literally the origin of so much in our industry, and he's really good at telling stories. He's a very colorful person, so
He's white. I'm looking right now.
Don't.
I'm looking at him. This is him, right?
Yeah, that's him. So yeah,
This guy.
shut up. So he's a very colorful person. So definitely, if you're gonna chime in or listen in for some boring around the campfire or around the fireplace story, that's not going to be the one, because Pete
Around the
is
campfire.
is candid. This is
So people will be interested in this, Kevin. So we can keep
yeah,
our-
you might be offended too. And
Okay,
because
well-
we're gonna talk about some stories. Because we're gonna just talk about might be some swearing and all that kind of stuff. Because it's fun. What?
I was like, he's sitting so perfect right now. I'm gonna take a picture, and I open up the door, and he opened up his mouth, and it was like, ah!
He wants to get
He
you.
wants to eat the phone. Don't eat it. Just let me take a picture of you.
So
call
that
reptiles.
would be possibly next week or the following week. So it's coming up very, very soon. So please check back on that. We'll do our best to make sure people are pre-notified that.
Somebody just donated a shitload of bits.
Yeah.
We should probably talk about it.
Who is it?
It was like $10. Wolf Mama gave us
Thank you.
$10 in bits. You're amazing.
Thank you, Wolf Mama.
Did you want to ask
Wolf
something?
Mama.
Oh, look, you should probably read that.
A pleasure to watch and listen to. Thank you.
I have a picture with you in P-Call. Wait, who's this?
Wow, that is very, very nice words, Wolf Mama. It's, I kindly appreciate. I can't even speak. That's very nice. I kindly appreciate that. That's very nice. And trust implicit.
A lot of big words. I'm glad you
Yeah.
read it, not me.
I'm just, yeah. Thank you. You had me tongue tied there because your words were so nice. I'm usually, you suck. Why don't you answer my messages? That's usually what I'm used to. So thank you very much.
Johnny, do you know who Tom Crutchfield is?
I know a lot of these people are. I just know they don't have Instagram followings or social media presences. That's pretty much what I know about them. I know he does, but that's a new one.
That's fair.
And Peter Call, I mean not Peter Call, Pete Call, is that his name? Yeah, Peter Call. I knew who he was because me and Kevin's been talking about it for like 2 weeks. Who's this Kevin? This I googled Pete Call and this came up. You're in this photo. Do you know who that is? Is that?
Is Marcus Jane?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that. You
He's
were on
up in
Herper's
Canada.
TV. Did you know you were on the internet? I think there's a lot of videos of Kevin on the internet he doesn't know about.
No, if you want to see what he's talking about, go to Herper's TV.
Dave
Kevin
Kaufman.
McCurley, so it'd be Python Hunters and Kevin McCurley visit Marcus Jane in Canada.
Season 1, episode
And you
1.
can definitely watch me being a wise ass because the whole time I was a total wise ass.
Do you think if I played that right now, Dave Kaufman would put a copyright strike on us?
Not at all.
You think, that's pretty sweet.
No, he wouldn't.
Well, that's a friendship right there.
No,
That's
Dave
good
would,
stuff.
Dave would
No,
not at
Dave
all.
is awesome.
We're going to be doing some stuff with Dave, maybe. Yeah?
You know what we're going to be doing? Shout out for Clint, Clint's Reptiles.
yeah.
Clint's going to come visit us in January. So,
Yeah, sweet.
Do you
so
know the date,
Clint's
though?
going to come here and we're going to geek out over a bunch of reptiles. So, Clint, I meld very well with Clint because we're both kind of geeks. And we just got along great, and that'll be kind of fun.
It wasn't faked. That was 100% real.
If I don't like somebody, I just don't like them.
It's pretty obvious when you don't like people, Kevin.
It is quite obvious.
I don't know how to read Clint, though. But I think Clint's kind of weird like you. But I just want Clint to literally walk around our building with Kevin. And I really don't want to plan. I want Kevin to just show Clint cool things, and I want them to be all
I'm
like,
going to text Clint right now.
oh, that's a good idea. You know what you should do? FaceTime him. Because he definitely has kids, and this probably is...
This would be very
This would-
appropriate for them.
Yeah. Yep. And if there's anything you guys think Clint and Kevin should do in a video, let me know, because I'm running out of ideas.
You know what we should do? We should do a private subscriber stream when he comes here, so that if you're a subscriber on our Twitch channel,
not
you
good.
can get to talk to Clint while he's here.
Yeah, but that's probably not
I'm
good.
gonna tell him we're gonna milk
Just
you
like-
like a
That's an
cowboy.
idea.
Oh,
You're gonna milk
yikes.
him like a cow.
Yeah, Clint, we're gonna milk you like a cowboy.
He's gonna
That's-
milk you like a bull.
I saw that movie. That's Brokeback Mountain, right?
No. That's
He's gonna milk him like a cowboy. Oh no, like a cow, comma boy. Okay, I got it. I got it.
That's milking moose. That's Canadian milking bull moose.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
Moose milk. Epic swole.
Oh, you're doing it to trigger me, aren't you? Oh,
I'm watching you.
I don't like that. You can figure out what bothers me. What bothers Jeremy? Oh my god, you know what really bothers Jeremy? When you slap him in the face in the middle of a video.
Yes.
That really pisses Jeremy off.
It doesn't piss me off. It does bother me.
So here's
It would
somebody
bother
said-
me.
Somebody says I need to teach Clint how to free handle monitors. I guarantee you when Clint comes here, he's going to get some downloading from me. I'm going to teach him some stuff. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I really, even when Brian was here,
Oh yeah, Brian learned some stuff later.
Yeah, I mean, you know, even Brian is so experienced. I mean, he's literally an animal expert, but I could still teach him some stuff. So
People are giving Clint crap because he wears the gloves and all of his thumbnails. I mean, even I give Clint crap
Snake
for that.
Discovery doesn't like me, so
That's
no.
not
Obviously.
true.
I still say that. Emily, Emily, I like you, but you just, I don't know.
I agree completely. I think she literally just left
I
that
don't think
comment
she-
to get us to talk about
I
it.
just don't think she likes us at all.
It's fine. I'm sure it won't be weird next year,
It's all
Tinley. I'm sure.
Yeah, next year's Tinley definitely not going to be awkward.
We're gonna be
Of course
way
not.
bigger
What are
then.
you talking about? I can still talk to somebody if they don't like me.
Oh, well, I mean,
I
I'm
thought
not.
he was gonna say, "What are you talking about? We're not going back to."
I mean, you
I'm
know.
already rented my hotel and
I'm
I took
going.
the money already.
Guys,
We're going.
whoa,
I'm going.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I have a great idea. Maybe we should just get everybody involved, and we should all ask Emily from Snake Discovery in her comment section if she likes nerd.
Of course she's gonna say she's got class. She's gonna say, I have nothing against you. I like you.
What I want to know is
blah blah blah. It's all gonna be a pre-packaged, stamped answer
How-
from McDonald's Corporation.
that is Clint's friend, and if he hears you're doing this, he won't come visit us.
Whatever. I'm controversial. I suck.
Yes, I did
I
this.
suck.
We need the New England Reptile Fueled by Hate one with a Lilith picture on the front.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Oh my God, what's happening?
Yes.
No, not Tilly in March. No.
Somebody says it's not me, Kevin. She's just not overly friendly. Yes.
But she's a Charmander belt
She
buckle on.
probably is intimidated by me. If we want to get down to like
She's your height.
just knowledge,
I mean,
it's a totally.
she has more followers than you.
She has more followers than me. I have more knowledge than she does. Sorry.
Dude, you don't know that. You've never been like
Oh,
toe to toe with her.
Sorry.
Maybe you guys should have some sort of like an intelligence, like.
No. I'm talking reptile stuff.
I know, like
who?
you should battle.
Not to be an egomaniac, but you're not going to get a lot of people that I'm going to go.
Wouldn't it be really cool if we had some
That's
sort
going
of
to be a tough one.
a
on it.
Jeopardy match? With you
Yeah,
and Emily?
and that's going to be just like the reptiles, the whole familiar, like all like just
Vast
so much
expanse of
vast expanse of working knowledge.
Are you telling me that she gets like 1 million views on some of these
No,
videos?
no,
You tell me that
she's-
she's not a genius
No,
like you?
She is a genius. No. She's super, but it's not like I'm like an animal genius. I'm not a social media genius. She could be a social media genius.
I think she's.
But I'm like an animal genius, and that's all I care about is my thing with the animals.
It's true.
That's really
It's my nightmare. It
Yeah,
makes it very
it is.
difficult. Well, that's cool. We got controversial for a little while there.
Woo! We've made Donnie happy. Now.
No, Kevin literally is just like, no, fuck it. I'm controversial. If nobody clipped that, I'm gonna be furious. That's what clipping's for, guys. Moments like that.
you know what it is. It is sad though.
What?
Like Emily is like I watch Emily's videos.
Yep.
And I really like them. They're just I can't. They're nice. They do wonderful things. They're good and educational and all this stuff like that. So I like that. And I just don't. She just didn't really take a liking probably to me or whatever.
She's scared her audience hates you.
Yeah,
Which is probably
and
real.
Your audience probably does hate me.
But it's because, anyway, I like
Most 12-year-old girls.
You know what's
probably
messed up?
hate me.
I like Go Herping's videos a lot, but I know Go Herping is
you.
not. Hold on. Kevin's there. Stop. Listen.
Aren't we gonna watch some Go Herping videos?
Yeah,
Like him
but here's the
doing
problem.
I want to see his veterinary knowledge and stuff like that.
Do you, Kevin?
Well, you told me I wanted to.
I did
Okay,
suggest
I don't
it.
even-
No, I suggested it, but then I started like watching them, and I was like, man, I don't know if Kevin could even handle some of this.
To watch Kevin melt down.
I-
Well, don't make
also-
me watch something where I'm not gonna tell the truth.
Well, I know.
Because if you put something like that, and I might get caustic.
I know.
And then don't you probably and if you don't want me to shred,
Yeah.
then don't make me watch
Oh,
it.
Kevin, you think I wouldn't not use
Okay,
that
good.
content? No, the issue is, I don't want to be controversial for a while.
You gotta read that.
What does it say?
Fast,
I
Carl.
clipped him talking about milking. Awesome. I'm glad that you caught that. What? Rob wants to leave because he's stressed
yeah,
out.
I'm like,
What are you talking about?
Rob gets. Did you know that Rob's your most least controversial person
I
on the
didn't hear
planet?
what you said. I wasn't even listening to you.
Are you fucking serious?
I
Right now?
was reading.
That's the issue.
Somebody said that I was gonna milk Clint.
Oh.
Yeah, they
That's
clip
why Rob's
that.
leaving.
Yeah. Hey, look, they're talking about Snake Discovery's new
Socialized
facility.
serpents. that is such bait. I could not. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's actually what we're just doing. Is we're trying to bait Kevin into saying that. Can we just move
Will
on?
I visit Snake Discovery's new
No.
coming facility?
We
I'd probably
can.
say never.
We can't even comment stuff on our videos.
Why would I? And it's just
You know what you gotta do?
We
Hold on, hold on.
have to get Kevin. We have to get Kevin to so many other places.
We
in
gotta
the
get him
country.
to the Reptarium.
Yeah,
We
Kevin
gotta
won't
get
even
him
leave
to
the
Oh,
building.
yeah,
Place. We gotta get him
Reptarium.
to Crutchfield's place. We
Yeah.
gotta get him to. We gotta get Kevin to a lot more places.
But why can't Kevin leave again? Because everything will die. That's pretty much what Kevin says.
Anything.
And the building will catch on fire if Kevin leaves. That is literally, that's it.
It's all right. If the building catches on fire, the rodent room will flood and douse. the
Oh,
walls.
don't say that. Kevin, what,
Clint says it's going to be stinking rad.
What?
I tell him, yeah.
Stinking
Evidently, I'm
rad.
gonna milk you.
Oh my Lanta.
Cringe.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Somebody's got to teach Clint how to be cool.
Go, Clint.
Yeah, go Clint. That's super rad. Him and Dave, Dav, love saying rad. They're bringing it back.
I say awesome.
No,
He-
that's nothing wrong with that.
On Twitch? I don't know who.
Who?
Jason Ramondi? You and Jason Ramondi?
Oh,
look like
okay. Sorry,
What?
I was not.
You mean-
really
you
sure.
mean-
Shut the fuck up.
No, that's not him, is it?
No, I don't look like Jason.
Jason's been putting a lot of effort in his videos lately.
He has.
He's been being a super try-hard. I know he's going to fizzle out, though. I know he will. Dude, he's been, like, putting intros and stuff into his videos. What? What happened?
I just heard the line that he played in the guitar. Yeah,
Is that Bumblebee song again that you were so excited about?
No, he's just moving up. in
What are we doing?
increments. Sorry, music. Woo! Yeah. Ball pythons.
Ball pythons?
Ball pythons.
Ball pythons.
Did you
Yeah.
buy ball pythons yet?
They're not free. You gotta
You
buy
gotta
them.
You gotta buy them, guys.
But they're worth it.
They're
Yeah.
worth it. All right, Kevin, are they worth it?
Dude, how about let's talk about that odium thing that we just hatched out?
Oh,
Holy moly!
God.
I've gone back to that thing like a dozen times just to look at it in the freaking container.
The odium,
You have to
that
stop.
has gold.
You have to
Yes.
stop talking about that because it's not going to exist until it's 1,000 grams. It's going to disappear until it's 1,000 grams, and then it will make a resurgence.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, that thing is so cool.
That thing's
looking.
ridiculous.
So cool.
Well, what's an odium? It doesn't even exist.
Well, show me a single gene odium and I'll admit that it
It's
exists.
before I had.
Are these conversations that people really have with you?
Yes.
It's just because I have my
And
hair
social
pushed
serpents,
back.
thank you.
It's just because I have my hair pushed back.
Is he
Have I ever
touching-
been bit by a venomous snake? Negative.
Almost. That's
Negative, never.
was it Copperhead that you showed me the video of?
Yeah, but that's I
That
knew, but I
almost
knew.
only counts in horseshoes.
slowed
and
it
hammers.
down.
But I knew. You saw me the way I did.
Yep.
I knew that animal was getting ready to try to nail me,
Yep.
and I was able to move my hand out in time. So, it's the point is when you almost have a near bite and you didn't know it was coming or you
Right.
didn't see it. That is where you just need to put it all down.
You made that same noise. You did that in that video too, and that was like 15
Do you
years
have
ago.
that audio file?
Yes.
I do when people follow. That's what that noise is when Kevin
Did
gets
you
a
get
little.
that? Kevin
Yep.
Johnson wants to go to the emergency room.
Yep.
When I was doing that copperhead thing.
Oof. That was Eli in that, right? Oh boy.
Yeah, it was Eli.
Oh man.
Yes, the odium gene is definitely insane.
And debatable if it's real or not.
Am I allowed to read these?
Yeah, you can, Kevin.
Does
Good.
inbreeding impact snakes and reptiles? Okay, so one of the things we're like, if we look at inbreeding, let's say we're inbreeding cats. So when we're taking mammals and even birds. So this is called line breeding instead of like inbreeding. But you're basically breeding for attributes, genetic, inheritable traits that we would then line breed to improve or to bring out or perfect. Reptiles are such a sturdy, more primitive type gene that they're less inclined to have genetic defects due to the successive line breeding. If you do have a defective gene, being some kind of malformed eye, mandible, or anything like that, and if it's present in the genome in that bloodline, then line breeding it, you're only going to exaggerate that, you're going to repeat that, you're going to bring it further into the genetics of that. So at that point, you would actually want to outbreed. So try to get rid of that gene and then take animals that don't carry that gene if it's possible. So, but if I take animals that are free of any kind of genetic defect and I were to line breed them, as I do successive generations in, you could easily go 5, 6, 7, lines in of successive line breeding without any imperfections or whatever, because you don't magically just create these imperfections. They have to be there in the genome. But you could have certain genes that have like attributes to, problem with the jaw, problem with the eyes, sometimes more predisposed to having no eyes or anything like that. It can be like albinism or piebald or any of these different things. Certainly in ball pythons, we looked at like black pastels and cinnamon pastels. They have cleft lips, they have kinking, and they can do all sorts of, the duck billing and all that. So therefore, that is tied into the genes, just like successive line breeding of spider balls and hidden gene womas and champagne balls and spot nose and all of those things. And certainly all the different leopard geckos and albino blue tegus and all that stuff. Successive line breeding is only going to aggravate the problem.
So in that instance, like if you're doing that like 5, 6, 7 generations in, is that the point where you would want to stop, or is that the point where you would want to add some other bloodline into the mix?
So what they call this, they would call that like genetic bottlenecking. And in the wild, so we'd have genetic bottlenecking. So you have a population of animals that has bred so many successive generations that the animals are essentially clones of each other. So if you looked at their genetic diversity, they're literally like looking at the same key. And at some point, they, as a genetic population of animals in the wild, in that genome, there's going to be some weaknesses. Could be weakness to disease and stuff like that. So if you don't have any genetic variability, long-term success of that population would be likely better if you had genetic variability built into it, because it's just a matter of time. We certainly went through this with rattlesnakes, and went through a genetic population of rattlesnakes who were working with timber rattlesnakes, Crotalus horridus, and these animals were genetic clones of each other. And so a lot of the population, when I discovered the Ophiomyces ophioidicola, the rattlesnake disease, which ends up being snake fungal disease, which what I discovered, we found this popular snake that the majority of the snakes all succumbed to that fungus because they had they're genetically predisposed to have a weakness to this fungus. But there were a handful of snakes in that population that had some level of resistance. So we had animals that were symptomatic of the disease, but they still were able to cling to life. And we took that genetics and their resulting offspring, and we took those offspring, and those created some of the founding stock of this population. We were able to turn the population around because there was still some animals that had some inborn genetic resistance to it. So there's a lot of different things. So if we're talking about captive animals versus wild-caught animals, but I imagine you could go 7 generations probably quite easily without having any mouth, like we're looking at everything as like visual. So if I'm looking at, the phenotype, I'm looking at, is the animal changing? And to some little degrees, to my naked eye, it might be changing. I'm not noticing the scalation on the head. There's more scales on the head. So it is leaning towards something, but you could probably go 7 generations, 10 generations, and nothing that would prevent that animal from succeeding. So that's a very long-winded answer, but there's a lot to it. But for wild animals, genetic variability is certainly a good thing.
What about the retics we produce with the ears? What about that? Can we talk about that?
Well, snakes have simple inner. Does everybody know this? Snakes can hear.
Probably not, because I just learned that.
Can't hear.
Snakes can hear. So snakes are deaf. It's like I've gone into rooms where the snakes are sleeping, and then you just start talking, and you just watch the snakes wake up. But you remember, so your interpretation of hearing is vibration. So they have a very simple inner ear, and that basically equates to hearing. So I'm not going to say the snake can audibly detect, my dialect as I enunciate things, but we might sound like but to them that's technically it's hearing.
Right.
But snakes, you walk in and you say something, you'll have snakes wake up. They just wake up, so they're interpreting that vibration, and that is essentially hearing.
Do you remember when a little girl asked that on a tour one time? How you responded to that question?
What are you, stupid?
Pretty much. It was like, but I remember the girl asked
Yo,
it.
little girl, I can kick your butt.
The girl asked it, and I remember going, "They can fucking hear?" And you were like, I employ you? You're so bad.
Dang.
Yeah, but you pretty
Okay.
much did.
I think this is, even though it's somebody who's not subbed to us, I think this is an interesting question. How do you feel about keeping pet rodents and reptiles? Recently, someone told me it was torture for my snakes because they can always smell my chinchillas and rats in the other room.
That's really interesting because I have some major snakes in multiple different scenarios where they're right next to rodents, and over time they generally become desensitized to them, and once they just get used to it, and then it just seems to be like a null point. That's the person that's basically saying what they just said. Once again, they took their human-like emotions and they put it on your animals, and it's their interpretation of it, but it doesn't really have anything to do with reality. So if I initially put rodents in the room or next to the room, and I was using all that air, that's going to excite my snakes for a while, but eventually it's like, how many times can you cry wolf before people just don't react anymore? And the snakes will do just the same thing, because I've seen snakes, there's rodents right across the hallway, right next door, everything, and the snakes are just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, when I first moved my snakes over.
Yeah, there you go.
They were geeking out.
There you go.
My retics were flipping insane, and I was like, Kev, I can't turn them off, dude.
Yeah, you were. And then I went and showed you. I turned it off.
Yeah, and I was like, holy crap. Now they're fine, but yeah, that first like 2 weeks or so there, they were launching at me any chance they could get, even if they were already out, and usually they were super chill. But now they're fine, but it was that like, whew.
My wholesale big list of all the reptiles I used to sell. I really don't even like doing lists anymore. We'd rather develop like a kind of relationships with our customers, talk to our customers, kind of get things more focused on what you want. My goal is not to produce more reptiles. I'd rather produce less reptiles, but produce more fantastic reptiles. And that's kind of the direction I'm going, just because I'm not into mass producing reptiles. It's just not what inspires me. I keep a lot of reticulated pythons, but we only breed, a percentage of our reticulated pythons. I just still love the species, but there's not, an endless population of people that are suitable keepers of reticulated pythons, just like a lot of different stuff. So don't overproduce. I don't want to do it, even though it's probably fiscally it's probably a poor trait on my part. It's just not what I do.
We're getting towards the social media end and the videos and stuff now too. So I mean, a lot of stuff you're producing now, we can make videos about.
I mean, it would be nice to we're making. I can't really say making money from our YouTube, but we're aware that there are people making
You're not getting crazy rich off of it. Then
No,
okay, I got
not at
you.
all. So you're seeing a little bit, but the bigger our following, the more people feel like they're commenting and giving us the things that I'm hungry to see and hear. Know that we're making a difference. That inspires us to keep coming up with more content, and that I like the education stuff. But if you can make a little bit of money through education, I mean, look, the pet tubers are making gobs of money. I don't quite understand it, but they're making gobs of money just going, this is my cute little leopard gecko, and this is all this.
It gets
different
stale
stuff.
though.
But they're doing great. They're making money, and they're making certainly way more money than I'm making. So hopefully we can build a good following.
Well, yeah, but they will eventually run out of content though, because they're really just going to keep buying reptiles.
I don't think we're ever going to be able to run out of content because our collection is constantly changing. Our abilities are constantly changing. I'm always firing employees, so we'll always have new talent and people.
It's true. How about some more females?
I feel like I'm pretty safe right now. So
Kevin looked at me. I don't know many people that would tolerate. Kevin, do you think that a lot of times...
Tolerate me?
Oh, yeah, I think you're a hard guy to work for, to be honest with you. I mean, I like working with you a lot, but I think there's a lot of people that couldn't work for you. 100%.
You know what I think? I think the biggest...
I like you.
Fuck you too.
I'm not being mean, dude. I
No, you know
literally...
what
I don't
think?
care.
The biggest thing is...
Don't do
if you
drugs.
get
That's not real.
If
All
you,
right.
if you get asked to do something,
You.
just do it.
Yeah.
But also, if you're in a position where you are maintaining a large section of the collection, like Jacob, for example.
Oh, Golden Boy.
Crazy.
Yes.
A lot of the crazy, like imported stuff, whereas mangroves, blah, blah, blah. he's gonna come and touch base with either myself or Kevin and be like, hey, so this is where everything is at. And for somebody who can't be doing all of that themselves, having somebody come and check in is going to put his mind at ease when it comes to that, you know. And if for one reason or another they don't check in with him or me, we know exactly who we have to go to.
Yep.
You know, so for that instance, like it can be difficult because if you're not the kind of person that feels like they need to check in or like, hey, like I did my job.
Dude, that's real. When
know,
Kevin doesn't hear from you, even if it's dumb.
Because then if he sees something, you know, we're like, what the hell? You know, and you might have done your job, but because we don't have that communication, we don't see where something's going on, you know.
Kevin gets weird if I don't talk about YouTube videos for a little bit. I think he gets I think you get like, I think you want me to tell you how our YouTube channel is doing. I think you need little,
You need to download your gibberish.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
We almost had a YouTube meeting today.
We almost had a YouTube meeting today?
When I sat there and actually looked at you.
that was the most conversation I had with Kevin about the YouTube channel ever, and it actually got through to him. I was shocked.
That's great.
Because nobody distracted him. Nobody came in.
Part,
yeah, it was crazy.
I was laughing at the video when Jacob was down behind the table.
Dude.
The iPod thing.
Okay. If anybody else interrupted
so lucky it's you, because if it was anybody else, Kevin would be freaking going insane.
Mr. Sosh, why the fuck do you guys make names so difficult for me to say? Thank you for the subscription. Who's the last one? We got Blazing Blue Tongues. Thank you for that subscription too. Really appreciate it. But seriously, Jeremy, Jacob could get away with anything. I feel like here, he is like that is Kevin's favorite employee of all time. He beats you. You are nothing compared to Jacob.
Wow.
Dude, but you know what though? You know what I've been saying? Jacob is so smart. He will find something. He will find like he'll go for it. I'm surprised he's not a cop. Really? Like, doesn't he look like a cop? He could be. He has like leadership qualities.
So this means like Jacob's last day at Nerd, we have to get a video of him like walking down.
So one of my previous employees, Brian,
I know, he's a good friend of mine.
is a cop now, and he's
Don't say his
miserable.
full name.
That's true.
He's miserable.
He hates it.
He's miserable as a cop.
I love that guy. So, yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Kevin on someone's ass on Brian's vlog. Yep.
Wait, what did you just read?
I don't know. I guess I got on someone's ass on Brian's vlog. Good.
Yeah, good. Yeah. I mean, I don't know who it was about.
I don't know.
You don't even remember the things you do anymore. It's progress.
Who's Chicken Butt? Why are we gonna check on Chicken Butt?
Why are we?
I know what a chicken butt
You know
is,
exactly who Chicken Butt is,
I don't
and
know
I
what you're
told
talking
you.
about.
I
No,
told
sorry.
you that it's gonna get named that.
Bro.
Who is that?
It's gonna be on a
I don't know
shirt.
who that is.
Yeah, it's a great name. Gecko Guy 34. Thank you for the 100 bits.
Boom.
That's going to.
Bits.
Clint goes, I'm looking forward to it. Leucistic King Cobra, the best pet snake.
Oh my god. Does he know how
Here's a
lame
real
his
question.
titles
When
are?
he comes here, is he gonna work with Lilith? Is that the?
Oh
that's
my
the real-
god. Imagine, okay, let's just pull Lilith out and put her on the floor, and Clint all of a sudden just like runs up the log.
What I want to know is, how's Clint going to make a video with us without his boring background that he does all of his videos and look like he did it in a Kmart? Is he going to bring that? Do I have to green screen that shit?
Let's do it.
Dude, I hate that set.
You might have to do that.
And I said that to Jason. Jason's like, I designed that set. I was like, I'm so fucking sorry. Dude, it's so ugly. Come on, move around.
Slat wall? in the
Dude, it looks like a
background?
Kmart, dude. We have those
Bradley.
here.
It looks like a
Dude,
close.
Kevin
Yeah, Bradley's.
Oh, Bradley's, yes.
Amy's, yeah. Or sorry, Ames.
Oh God, don't.
Ames.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember Ames?
Yeah. There's a ghetto Bradley.
All the Ames turned into
Well,
Planet
I
Fitness.
saw some stuff of Clint's new area, and it looks pretty bitchin'.
It does. Yeah, he definitely had to change something. He's doing pretty well. I do look at everybody's numbers in our community all the time. Clint is always pushing forward. He gets consistent numbers on his videos, which is something we can't achieve. It's always like this. It's always up and down.
Yeah.
But sometimes ours go batshit crazy high. So I don't know.
The Pixie Frog video.
Dude.
It's about to break a million.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
crazy.
Video that literally Kevin probably thinks is so stupid. What face is that? What's wrong? What's going on? Thinking? We need more Pixie Frogs is what you should be thinking. Pixie Frogs equal views.
They're cool, but
He's thinking where this extra scratch came from
Oh,
on this
yeah.
guitar.
Uh-oh. Oh yeah. Oh, and we are shutting down at 10 o'clock. So get
Get it in.
What's
Get it
the
in.
one project on Keep It Secret for 2020? Well, you're just gonna have to. I'm working on it.
wait.
I don't know if that's a possibility. Like, as soon as we get a project, it's like out there.
Oh God. We can never make a surprise video about it because Kevin's got to put it on Instagram immediately.
Yeah.
Because he can't keep secrets.
I think if we get bullets python eggs, we should not post pictures or video until they hatch, and then just be like, "Boom! What's this?"
See, I don't know what that is.
I don't
But it
know
sounds
if we
exciting.
could, I don't know if we could keep that a secret around here. I don't know if Kevin can keep that a secret, but if we could, that
just
would
gets
be
excited.
awesome.
Thank
I know, dude. I get excited too, but that would be the coolest thing to drop, like baby bullets pythons hatching. You guys didn't even know we had eggs.
That'd be
once.
really cool. Gecko guy, thank you for the 300 bits total so far.
Yeah.
You're amazing.
Thank
You guys want to get up on the list up there so you look special. Up on the cheers. Yeah. And, I mean, if you guys want to be really cool, you can send us donations, which don't get taxed.
They go straight.
They go straight to
Jeremy's
us.
Buy a new T-shirt fund.
Yes.
Hey,
He's wearing a different
Check
shirt today.
that out.
You're gonna return it.
so we are.
Uh-oh.
We're gonna do. Look, we're gonna try to do like more setup, like videos, like how-to videos, because I feel like we put out some very good quality content that I feel like if I go out and I say this is how to set up something, I feel like that information is pretty realistic and it's reasonable. So if you can adhere to some of those guidelines, it should give you some resulting success as long as you can understand the little nuances of some of the keepings, like green anacondas. I cannot get over how we can produce green anacondas, go through all the work getting the green anacondas to eat reliably, having them eat many times here,
Amazingly here.
send them to somebody, and the person immediately changes the setup, does not adhere to what we were actually requesting them to do.
Yep.
They have it, and then they screw the snake up, or the snake's not eating, or it's not doing this, and ultimately,
That's been a major issue.
over and over
more
again,
than a half
it
dozen people have done this.
it makes me nuts.
Especially if they send the animal back and then
It's
within a week.
immediately, like right away.
I love that. It's not what you said it was, or whatever. And we get the animal back, and we're like, oh, okay, and then bam, we get it eating, and then.
Are you thinking that a video that we make is gonna like convince these type of people how to like set up
No,
their shit correctly?
I'm still having a real I'm having a real hard time with social media and the fact that people like you can just say something in a thumbnail and all of a sudden they'll comment without even watching a video or watch 10 seconds of a video and then comment, and the day and age that we're going is really people are
This is
becoming
nothing new. This is
so simplistic minded. I mean, when is all this going to get corrected?
It's not.
never, because
So it's
that's
only
not.
going to get worse.
Oh yeah. They should have it so when you leave a comment, it
Sorry,
says the
Ken.
time code you were watching when you left the comment.
Stressed out. He
Dude,
got about that.
they
It's
do
like,
our videos all the time. Literally, they'll leave on like the Lilith video. Tyler Nolan has one of these. Didn't even watch the video. Like they'll do it all the time. So they should put time codes of when you comment, so we can shame you.
Dude, that was one of the worst things in my old YouTube channel. Like people would find videos from like 9 years previous and make a comment and be like, that information's so outdated, and it's like, well, you're right. Have you watched the video?
Yeah.
So outdated.
Oh
Like,
god.
That's
Did you check
9
when I
years
uploaded
ago.
it? Yeah. It's like, no shit, dude.
I love the people that leave you the comment constantly. Didn't you know that if you you're supposed to feed things live, so they have that the inner they don't lose their will to eat or something. We get the comment
Instinct or whatever,
that
yeah.
they get it all the
Ice
time.
off kiss, yes. I think people are getting dumber. Some people definitely are.
It's true.
They should just get so dumb they go out and walk into the
Ooh.
highway.
Yikes! Yeah, unless you're a subscriber, then
Yeah,
don't do it.
yeah.
That's what saves you.
Is that Carla? We should say hi to
is
Carla.
It is Carla.
What's up,
Hi, Carla.
What?
Wow, that was very friendly.
People
We all
just-
like
Carla.
her. She's cool.
Carla needs to come to Nerd
Yes.
at some point.
Come out to New England. We'll hook it up.
I feel like she was really edgy when she was younger. Is there any photos of her when she was like really younger? Was she like a crazy reptile chick, Carla?
She's been a crazy reptile
No,
chick her whole life.
I know, but when she was younger, was she just like, you know what I'm talking about? Like,
So they saw Taylor snap. Is that
what? I saw Taylor Snaps right next.
okay? Is that
That I don't think that's
is that-
real.
That's not the girl. She.
There's no way that's that girl. You don't do that
No.
on YouTube and survive.
So are you sure it's talking about Tyler?
Oh, probably
yeah,
Tyler.
This is just whacking rats on.
Yeah, forget that. Just kicking people in
I
traffic.
like that. I like it. It's like a bumper sticker. This is nerd, and then kick people in traffic.
That's a T-shirt. Yeah. That's
Yeah, I like that.
Oh man.
What? We have a lot of T-shirt ideas. Our artist has to get back from vacation.
Yeah, some Ackies. He pulled one.
All right. Well, dude, you know what? What he does on his channel isn't our problem. All right.
Yeah, it's I just don't think we should do any of that. It just doesn't. It doesn't need to just happen. There's just no point.
You mean like as a broad, in general on YouTube, if you shouldn't be killing things on your videos,
I just
glorifying
don't. It's
Period.
you're subjecting yourself to those weird people in the audience that are really enjoying that, and I don't see any good in it. And it's like, we're animal lovers, not just specifically reptiles. I think a lot of people that love reptiles love all sorts of other animals too.
Yep.
So why wouldn't they love a rat or whatever? At least have compassion. And like we said, my empathy for animals is rather fantastic. And it's just I just don't think it's a good idea.
You gotta value all life.
And certainly, as you mature and you I always like something I would do 5 years ago. Would I do it today? I think like sometimes I look back and I go, or I'm embarrassed the way I thought, or embarrassed for something. Maybe just saying something, and that's all part of just learning and always getting better and improving your thing. So just doing some stupid things and how people perceive it, it can be long term. It's probably just not a good idea. It's probably embarrassing and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
you can come back on the internet. It's definitely forever, definitely. Yep. Just like some of your bubblegum videos are there forever that I have to look at.
What's
What?
wrong with them?
There's only like a couple that I cringe at. Guys, check out the new playlists. There's definitely some new playlists, and all of Kevin's bubblegum videos are one awesome place for you to watch them if you like it.
Thank you, Monkey Knuckle.
All right.
Yep. When you're an animal lover,
Subscribe.
for sure.
Yeah,
Make sure you
subscribe.
subscribe, guys.
Subscribe.
And gals.
See, says my bubblegum videos were the best.
They sure were.
Thank you.
You know how much money they made last year, Kevin?
Nothing.
I can tell you. Maybe we shouldn't talk about our YouTube money. Maybe we should. But
That's
it's somewhere between 67 cents and $2. because Kevin wasn't monetizing anything. No tags or anything. It was great. But they're gonna make a comeback.
People want to see Snarfles. I'm just saying.
Dude, what? 2 people in the chat right now? Do you want to see Snarfles?
People.
I think putting Snarfles like on the Instagram and
When am I
stuff.
gonna start seeing my Snarfles artwork?
She has to come back from vacation. She's on vacation. That's why you haven't gotten it. Yeah. I mean, you can yell at her, but she doesn't.
I have no interest in
I would never yell at her either. She's a very nice girl.
Donnie just had a Cuban night Noli jump on him and he wet himself.
I
So
pissed my
you don't want
pants.
to see an Amazon tree boa on the boy.
Have I ever been afraid of anything in front of anybody here? Ever.
No.
No.
Here's one thing. Somebody talks about CO2 as a way of euthanizing rodents. Okay, we do it both ways. And I honestly, humanely, I think the most humane way for a rat is the snapping of the neck. It is absolutely instantaneous, and I love rats. But I am very, very sensitive to that. And I think the most humane way is where you have something that's immediately alive and wonderful, and it's just like a person in a car accident. 1 minute they're alive, immediately they are dead.
Yep.
Because they've broken their neck or whatever. It's the same kind of thing, and I think I prefer that. So there's no time for panic or anything like that. Certainly CO2 is reasonably quick, but it's definitely not as fast as the other. And that's, we're just basically talking, brass tacks here.
You know, I want to say something. You know there's a mink farm around here? Did you know that?
No.
I did not know.
I used
How
to
far?
hold on. It's definitely in New Hampshire, but I used to deliver carbon monoxide there when I used to be a gas delivery driver, and that's how they used to do all their stuff. But they used to have thousands of these things just in cages out in this farm. They used to have chicken heads. It was so weird, but they used carbon monoxide, and I don't even know. They were just buying it from us, and they were using that.
What town?
It was in New Hampshire. I could find it, but I'm telling you, you search mink farm, this thing will come up. They had tons of them, and they were like little ferret black things, right? Like,
I know exactly. We have mink here on our property from time to time.
it was crazy.
Thank you, Gecko Guy, for another 200 bits.
Yeah.
Gently wrap the rat's head on the counter of the table. No, you really want to actually snap the neck. It's you don't want to have a massive blunt force trauma to the head. It's really about if you just snap the neck, you're basically destroying the entire nervous system that goes to the brain, and the animal is gone. It's like instantly gone. If you have any technique at that, there's certain people in my building that are, I'm quite good at it, but I don't like doing it, but I do it here and there. But there's some people that are really in this building. Dan's really good.
Yeah.
Rob, you're pretty good. He was just, it's pretty much just, it's instant.
It's the most humane way to do it.
Yeah.
I have a lot of the employees here who are like squeamish about doing it, and they'll come grab me to do it because it's just like quick and it stops. Life ceases immediately.
The thing is what builds up to that. Like, I'd rather, you go into the animal's cage and it's running around, and then you just grab it and then you render it, and it's immediate, because that is like the kindest thing.
Yep.
If only we could get that when we die.
Right.
We're gonna, God, whatever. Because there's no time for suffering. There's no nothing.
Yep.
And I think that would be amazing if people were allowed to go the same way. Just take out Kevin and whack him on a table.
Whack Kevin on a table.
Real quick.
That's a
I mean,
t-shirt.
Yeah, like all of a sudden, like I'm sleeping, and all of a sudden it grabs me by my leg.
Bam!
Whack! I would be like, woo! Woo!
That was so fucking dark. Oh my god. Hey, we should end the stream on that.
And my neck's broken.
Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year!
Yes, Happy New
Why is it
Year's
on the
to
holiday
everyone.
live streams we're so fucking dark, guys?
He's dark. Not anybody
Who?
but Kevin. You're
Yeah,
the darkest one ever.
This guy.
No, he's Mr. Happy Face over there.
I'm feeling pretty good today.
Yeah, he's very happy. Woo.
All right, I'm
200
dark.
bits
I'm
from
always
Philip.
Dark. What can I do? So how do we do for?
How do we do? We
as
have more
far as our
subscribers.
subscribers.
Thank you, Carla, for 100 bits.
I can tell you
Thank
afterwards.
you, Carla.
And PDS Reptiles for 200 bits.
That's the guy that drove me
Everyone
home.
have a. I can't even believe it's 2020 almost. It just seems
Few
kind of.
hours.
It just seems so weird, and it's like we have about 30 years left.
Right, Sam, right back to dark.
No, sorry, it's darkness.
Until
'Cause
what?
We're fucked.
You
by
think-
2050?
What's gonna happen?
Humans, we've exceeded the carrying capacity of the planet.
So what's it gonna explode? Are we gonna go to
No,
war
no,
and
we're
fight
gonna-
for water?
Our lives, the quality of life is going to degrade.
You telling me it's good
drastically.
now?
No, I'm just telling you the facts.
Oh God.
Yeah, you
What do
you
we do?
basically can, if you look at the population and the rate of population and in relationship to our demands on our resources, it's a model.
Mhm.
If you look at the model, by 2050 we're fucked.
So we should go to Mars.
Yeah, that's great. I like we just destroy this place and just go someplace
mean,
else.
yeah.
That's such a typical human shit.
I am
fucking
such a typical
idea.
human.
Earth
I'm
needs,
exactly what
like,
Kevin's talking about.
So
30
we
years
can't.
after we're gone,
We
it'll be
can't.
fine.
But we're taking
I thought it was
everything
too late,
down
though.
as we go.
But I thought it was too late.
It is too late. We're.
Dude, shouldn't we just move?
I'm up for shipping you to fucking Mars.
See how bad he gets.
I have fucking. Dude, I'll go
Let's go
build
fuck that
a
planet
rocket.
up too.
You guys will do a bottle rocket fucking thing.
You can't send me off in a
I'll
bottle
send them
rocket.
like over the height of a telephone
tree.
pole.
Yeah.
They come down and crash land and die.
I'm gonna die.
Please
That's not
donate
helpful.
to the launch Donnie into space from the
Yeah, balloons.
100%.
Balloons. We get them up like a couple hundred feet. I go with my drone and I annihilate all the
That
balloons.
would be
Cool.
awesome.
Yeah, you come down and you die.
But what
It's
about
an
the-
accident?
Oh,
No, it must,
Why
no,
is it-
that
what
hawk
the hell
was
just happened?
attacking them orange balloons.
I thought we were talking about moving to another planet, and now it's killing Donnie with balloons. Like that's what
No,
it's
with my
You'd be
drone.
moving
I tried to
on
make
the-
one
How
good
many
suggestion.
balloons would it take to float Donnie?
A
That's
lot.
the big question.
I know it took a lot to.
What happens if
never
we
mind.
shoved helium up your ass?
It wouldn't
and
work.
We floated you up into the atmosphere.
It's quite expensive. I feel like you wouldn't pay for the balloons.
And Toke Geckos.
Yes.
You get. Oh, come on.
Sent with a few beers, Donnie and his doll.
So how about wrapping things up? What do
He's-
you think was your greatest accomplishment in 2019?
Somebody's got to go play with some feet. This guy. You really want to get out of here?
Who? Who are you asking that to?
I'm asking you, motherfucker. Like, come on, man.
We weren't asking in the chat. We don't care.
I don't have any
I'll
great.
tell you what it. Wait, no. I'll tell you what it wasn't.
Yeah.
Hitting the scaleless clown ball. You know how many times I heard.
Then we cut eggs. We cut eggs, and
I'm
like,
sorry.
there should be a scaleless clown in here.
Every other
None.
scaleless combo we hit.
Yeah.
No, we used the scaleless clown.
I honestly don't.
Divergence? You produced divergence this year?
No, I don't. No, I
You
didn't.
got
I
a
didn't.
Blue Eyed Lucy's King Cobra this year?
Okay.
Nothing was
Okay.
a good accomplishment
Well,
this year?
okay. I'm always thinking, what did I make? Getting the King Cobra was from being able to locate it and actually getting it through my friends that have helped me, that I appreciate so much. That's pretty crazy to see
That's
it
a huge
from
accomplishment.
in Indonesia to actually hear it, and she's safe and she's glorious and she's
Shedding.
wonderful. So I would have to probably say Lilith and I really like my albino mangrove.
What about
my
their YouTube
ivory
channel?
monitor I've been raising we've been raising. She's starting to look really good, so I'm really thrilled about the ivory monitor because that's essentially a leucistic monitor. That's going to be pretty important to us in the future. But hopefully 2020 is a better.
Will we get to
a better year
100K
for us.
subscribers on YouTube? Because that wasn't a big
That'd be
accomplishment.
We better make 500K 2020.
We will.
I'm
Wait.
saying.
When does it say that we're going to hit 100,000 with our? Because we're averaging
Analytics, yeah.
6,700 every 28 days.
Yeah.
We're getting for new subscribers.
But that's not.
About 5.5 million minutes every 28
Right.
days.
But we could get a viral video again. Definitely for sure.
But
We could-
at our slow snail pace,
Yep.
What do you think our projection
2 months.
is?
I literally, when I told you when I started the channel, we'll be at 100K in a year's time since I started that day. So I'm giving it within like a month and a half, we'll be at 100K or 2 months. It won't be anything slower than that. Just
Because I can't wait to just be at the level Clint is.
right, and just destroy him like we destroyed Dave Kaufman. Woo! We destroyed him, dude. Just fucking bam right past him. We're gonna get past Miguel and always evolving pythons. We're gonna fucking wreck him too because he's not posting shit. We're gonna destroy him. But you know what though? You'll never destroy.
Albino Mangrove, mean Crowley. That's not a bad name.
I like Mr.
that.
Crowley
Yeah.
for him. Because I was going through some of the lyrics of that
Yeah.
song, I was like, yes, that is
Yes.
Mr. Crowley would be an
Mr.
awesome
Crowley,
name.
that might be the name for the albino mangrove.
Always got to be demonic or satanic here.
It's-
Can't be friendly.
it's
Can't be
Ozzy
chicken butt.
Osbourne.
Yes,
Come
Reptiles,
on.
Thank you for the 300 bits.
Yes. How about you, Jeremy? What 2019? What's your biggest accomplishment for 2019?
Sitting
Surviving
up
6
straight.
months.
Sitting up
Sorry.
straight.
Do I need to
You
sit up
work on your
straight?
posture, homie. Yeah.
Oh man, wow, alright.
Hi, Bob.
You know what it is? I spend all my time playing trumpet like this. When
Oh
I'm
my
not playing trumpet, I gotta chill, man. Surviving 6 months with this fool.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good accomplishment.
Oh, that's not saying a lot about Kevin. Jeez. Aw.
Okay, this place.
This
Yeah,
place.
We'll
That's-
say this place.
Cool. We good to wrap?
Yeah, let's shut it down.
Let's shut it
Peace.
down.
Yeah, we're 99 viewers right now. We had that like almost all night, so that's great. We just gotta. Oh,
Thank
wait.
you
guys are
very much,
subscribing on
everyone.
Twitch.
Thank you for
Yep.
your
We'll
support.
see you next year.
We really appreciate it, and thank you for sticking with us and tolerating our ninny-ism.
Yep. We will be doing random live streams because we have to actually do it.
And don't forget about the Pete call thing. Keep checking back because Pete is going to be a good guest.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And the storytelling, and we're not going to be able to shut it up. That's going to be a long one.
Yep.
All right. So what do we tell people, Kevin?
Do
Go out and do a super solid to someone and have a shitbag day.
No, that wasn't right.
No.
No.
Do a super kindness to someone
Yep.
and go have a shit day for 2020.
Next time we'll yell it at the camera. But all right.
Oh yeah, I was yelling at the microphone.